wrong here. Nobody's outside. The streets are dead.
My God.
This is a national emergency.
Sleep became lethal at a global scale in a matter of seconds. And nobody has a clue why.
So it's sugar, and then caffeine, and then cigarettes. Now the hard drugs aren't even working. Tell me you can't feel it. Tell me it's not getting worse.
Look, the body cannot survive without sleep. Right now, you have an expiration date. Your body is going to shut down.
No, stay awake, Jay. Come on, stay awake.
You get out of our way, I'm gonna punch your teeth right through the skull. How's that?
This apocalypse is not one of months and years, but it is of days, minutes, seconds.
Somewhere out there's an answer for this. We just have to find it.
Where is he? We watched our friends die already, looking for a cure. And here we are again. I am sorry, but we are done.
What am I supposed to do?
Pete's me. Just don't fall asleep.
Yo.
Hey guys.
I love that trailer. It's so good. Who cut that trailer, Josh?
Dan cut it. Dan
Hirons?
Hirons?
He's good.
Dan
good.
Heroines. He's
Dan-
a hero for that trailer.
Welcome to the Day 5 podcast. We're gonna throw some cast at you guys. We're gonna talk about the project. Matt's gonna strip.
No, that's your job, as always. Almost every writers' meeting we had, Josh was like, "Okay, so this will be the scene where I just show a little nip."
First of all, it's not me that puts myself naked and everything. We literally just rehearsed a short where I have my pants off again. So this is not. Yeah. I don't want this.
It's Gus.
I mean, you can't go downhill from How Does It Wheel? That's like the top.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. You just quit. I should have just quit after that. Shouldn't have even made Day 5. We should have. But
actually, the thing that was funny about this project was that you aren't naked in it.
I'm not.
Somebody else.
Someone
right here is.
Someone really close to us is pretty naked.
Pretty.
Why are you hugging me like this? Is it because you saw
Why
someone
are you
naked?
touching him like that after you know what he did?
Sorry.
So yeah, we're going to be taking your questions using hashtag Day5. So tweet at us, and we'll be doing that. We're also going to take some questions on Facebook, facebook.com/roosterteeth about halfway through. So look for the live stream over there. And I don't know what you want to do. Whether you want to start introducing cast yet, or talk about the show.
We'll talk a little bit about the show first. I think the biggest thing we need to talk about is that the pilot, which comes out next Sunday, June 19th, it is going to be available to everyone. It's going to be public, and it will be everywhere. So anyone who wants to see it, Chris can even watch it if he wants to.
Even let me watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a big reason for that is we know that the community has been waiting a long time for Day 5. And we figured this would be a cool way to share the first episode with everybody. Could all talk about it, and then sponsors will get to see the rest of it. So sign up for sponsorship.
So you want to see that Aaron nudity? You're gonna have to cough up a little.
You have to beg for it.
That ain't free.
Or any of the other.
I mean, sometimes
he even makes Barbara pay. It's crazy.
It's true.
Sometimes he pays everyone else.
Yeah. I had to. They won't look at it otherwise.
Did you shaved?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I shaved
what?
everything.
For his nudity.
Everything I shaved.
I told Aaron he shouldn't shave his butt. That's gonna grow back painfully.
It did grow back painful. What are you talking about? That was the most painful thing.
How did you shave your? Can you do that? Is that
Yeah.
you
Well,
shave
here's
your own butt?
No, I had to
This
help.
is like
It was
wiping your
awful.
butt, but
The thing
with
is,
a razor?
I use a
Don't razor
safety
your butt.
razor too, so it's like the bare blade, like that they used to use in the 50s and 60s.
Were you in the 50s or 60s? Why did you do that?
You went to a classic barber shop.
That's how you
bent over.
That's how you get the closest. Should I reveal the body part that I shaved? Well, anyway.
We already talked about your.
Did
ass.
we? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I had this big plan about shaving that didn't work out because I was supposed to wake up really early because I had to direct the episode that day, and I woke up way late, and so I was just asleep in the shower. Just let me show you, Matt. I'll show you.
No.
I was leaning like this, and I was just like. And that's what I did for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so Aaron both stars in and directs his episode. He is the next Mel Gibson. I think
Yeah.
he's got a future.
He also hates the Jews, so it's appropriate.
Barbara, that is absolutely right. No.
So spinning off of that, Matt, you want to talk about the genesis of Day 5?
The genocide of Day 5.
Wow.
So we're 6 minutes in, and
We're off to a rip-roaring start, gang. The genesis of Day 5 and the Exodus and Leviticus,
the Old Testament Day 5.
yeah, Day 5 was an idea that Bernie had around the same time when we were, we had a big brainstorming session. We used to do this all the time, and when it was like a smaller group, and we had more free time, honestly. And Day 5 was one of these concepts that we came up with that we thought, man, if we ever had enough resources and tools and people to pull off something really big, Day 5 with this thing would be a really great thing to do. But it seemed like way too ambitious for us at the time. And Laser Team was also one of those ideas around that same time that had been gestating for years, and we finally got to make Laser Team thanks to everybody's support and the crowdfunding campaign. And we thought, well, let's keep going and make some of these other really great, awesome ideas that we've been sitting on forever and want to see come to fruition. And Day 5 was like we were all dying to get it made, So we actually shot a short film of Day 5. It was that Josh and Chris wrote, and that I directed and Joel starred in. And it was a short little film, and we weren't sure at the time what we were going to do with Day 5. And this was kind of like it ended up being like a proof of concept for us internally, because I think when we were done with it, we were all really happy. But then we also looked at it and said, man, this would be great if like this story continued, because I feel like I've only gotten a small taste of this world, and just the world itself is so amazing, and really like the world becomes one of the most important characters in the story. And what else could we do if we kept this going? And then that's where you come in.
Yes. It's cool to think back, actually, because Day 5 was actually the very first thing I wrote for y'all, even before Laser Team. I think it was kind of
that's right. I'd forgotten that,
my
actually.
proving grounds. Like, I can do this, guys. And so Chris and
Why did you ever quit speaking in that voice?
I
I thought that was your real voice for
No.
the first 3 years I knew you.
No, as soon as I aged out like Walker, my voice finally came in during Day 5, so it was nice. So it's cool. It's cool to have done that even before Laser Team, and now here we are 2.5 years later, and it's a whole huge thing.
Yeah. And what was really great too is I feel like we'd matured a lot through the Laser Team process as filmmakers, and gotten to work with so many great people in town. A lot of them came to work with Rooster Teeth full time, but there are a lot of other people in the Austin and the Texas area who were incredible at making film and TV, and it was really fun to get to work with them on Day 5, because it was actually Day 5 is the biggest shoot that we've ever done. It was even bigger than Laser Team. Laser Team was about 40 days, and Day 5 was 50.
It was 49.
49.
We
saved
one day off.
We saved a day. We didn't have to spend as much time on Aaron's shot as we thought we might.
Once Aaron shaved his butt, it shaved the whole day off.
It was only a 4 or 5 hour shoot, and that was.
Well, the post-production on Aaron's shot's going to be a long time.
It is.
Yeah, you got to add the flames.
Yeah.
Turns out there was less to photograph than we initially thought.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, one of my favorite things about Day 5, the current incarnation, which I feel like evolved a lot from the short that we made, is something that you and Chris, I felt like, really brought to Laser Team as well, was like really defining the characters, where I feel like the 4 or 5 really like main characters in Day 5 all play such unique roles and have such a unique perspective on the apocalypse. And I don't think we've ever talked about this offline, but I'm curious to like how you came to kind of like find those roles for each person, and like was that something that just evolved as you were writing, or did you know that like that Jake needed to be this guy who, like, even though he was in many respects, like the biggest loser of the group, has like in some ways like the biggest, hunger for life of anybody, and kind of inspires other people.
I think we started. So Chris and I wrote the treatment for the series a year ago or so.
A year and a half. Yeah.
Year and a half. Yeah.
We started with Jake and Sam.
Right.
Those are two characters we started with.
Yeah, and that was starting at looking at, because the world is so cool. Because basically the main for anyone who's tuning in, it has no idea what Day 5 is about. By the way, it's what happens.
It's that trailer that you saw.
If you missed the trailer, Day 5 is what happens when 3 a.m. one night, everyone who is asleep suddenly dies because sleep becomes fatal, and anyone who falls asleep after that's going to die, unless they can figure out what's going on and put a stop to it. And and that revolves a lot around people finding crazy ways to stay awake. And so what that basically does is wipe out most of normal society, and it leaves you with these interesting fringe pockets of people who would be awake at 3 a.m. And so we kind of started there and saw, who would be awake? Well, a pilot, piloting an overnight flight would be awake. Anyone at a hospital doing an overnight shift would be awake. And then I'm not exactly sure how we landed on the drug addict, except that, it's an interesting anti-hero, and there's something, really thematically fascinating about a guy who has this addiction that in his normal life basically destroyed his relationships with people, but that's the thing that keeps him alive and makes all the other people who, in a broader moral sense, like probably should have lived, died. And it's the thing he has to keep doing to stay alive. And that's just I thought, a fascinating arc.
A great irony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else has to do it as well.
Right.
So now all of a sudden he's like the kind of the expert at staying awake.
A lot of people are asking, what was the decision like in making it a one long piece of content into episodic? Like, why go from a film to episodes?
I don't know that it was ever. I mean, maybe
Or
way
just what the
back
process
it
was
was
like.
potentially a film, but
Yeah, I mean, I think this story just lends itself really to going episodic because there are so many avenues that you can explore, and the characters are, I feel like, each so well defined that you can kind of have a story that goes off with them, and if for whatever happens to them over the course of their journey, it's equally compelling to follow as any of the other main characters, and so it opens up so many avenues for storytelling. It really just felt like you would be shortchanged, honestly, by just doing it in a feature or a short film format that was encapsulated to one storyline, and that was the big thing that I had as a takeaway from our short film kind of test run that we did internally, was that the world here is so interesting and so cool, and there's so many possibilities, and we get to see so many of them over the course of the 6 hours of this series, 6 hours plus, I think, with the additional stuff that you can't tell in 90 minutes to 2 hours. It's just not possible.
And I think too is the storyline of the film version is still in the actual show.
That's right.
We took that storyline and the character that Joel Heyman plays, and he's in the show, but just in a different way than was initially. It's bigger.
Right.
He's a piece
the
of this.
bones of that are there.
Yeah.
But it's
He's that storyline is a piece of this bigger puzzle now versus being like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I also like that his story, well, nobody's story because it's a series. I hope I can say this without spoiling things, but there are character stories can evolve and grow and go on, and there's not a finite. It doesn't have to be a finite end to any one person's tale. So
Yeah.
I find that aspect really compelling too, because there's so much more to discover.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, it seems like TV and web series right now is what's hot in terms of storytelling, because you can take, Walking Dead or Breaking Bad or whatever it is, you can take these characters that you really enjoy and take them through a bunch of, you can really develop them much more than you can do a film, and you see a lot of the great writing in general, migrating that direction. And by the way, so yeah, Joel's the bones of that short are in the Day 5 series. It comes a little later, but
it's a few episodes in whenever that storyline picks up.
Yeah, but that is one of my favorite story arcs of the whole thing. Joel has a really cool story.
Yeah.
And you get more from him than his character, I think, like you were touching upon before, by having him be in that episode in this series as opposed to just being in a short, or even if it was in a feature film. There's so much more that you can explore with his character that this series allowed to do, you know.
Someone wants to know, were there any notable skills that come from making comedy content that translated into making drama?
There is.
Well, I think one thing that maybe the trailers haven't shown you yet is that I think the show's actually, it's pretty funny. Like there's a fair amount of comedy in it. And Chris and I looked at stuff like Breaking Bad and how to do this kind of darker comedy that, you know, it's not these like big punchlines, but it's like these characters that are naturally funny, and looking at kind of the way, you know, people just under stress in general, like have gallows humor.
Well, I mean,
it's-
overall, it's like it's more of a suspense kind of thriller story than anything else, and you've got to have moments where you release tension.
Well,
You know,
to me, it's like one of those things. I remember first like funeral I went to as an adult. I was so surprised because it's this really dark, serious event, but then people are still making jokes because they're trying to, like, you know, find that like, you know, the positive stuff in life, and like to it's okay to like to laugh at things that are, you know.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's all you can do. I mean, like when I can speak for my Iraq experience. Like, I mean, man, when you're out there, how dark the joke gets on the battlefield is crazy, and that's like, to me, that's almost more realistic than people just stone face all the time, like, you know, slow, sad push-ins on pouty Chris's and things like that. You know?
although we should have a lot of those.
Yeah.
More of those.
Well, I remember when you first shot with Davy J, telling me how there were some lines that we had that you were like, oh, he brought so much more to the line. I didn't realize like the inherent like humor of the line until he said it, and he brought something out that was in there. And I think that's great too, where, you know, you do have those experiences, and sometimes, you know, you just have to look at them from a different perspective to really get the full kind of like, I don't know, human experience, right? Because it is like things are so mixed up in drama and comedy, and you have to like, you want all of those elements. You know, that's what really makes something feel rich and textured. It can't be just, you know, pouty close-ups of Chris the whole time, or Aaron's shaving his butt.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, if we could fade those over each other, I think that would be great.
Or we just
That would be a
superimpose
great
his
picture in
face
picture.
on each cheek and just
Photoshop
It
duties.
would be appropriate,
Somebody
'cause
get
I
on that.
I want
I don't
that as
really
my
grow
phone
much
back
facial
there.
hairs. It'd be appropriate on air.
This
to
is
shave
about
ass.
the amount of hair on my ass.
Would it be harder to shave Chris's face or your own butt?
We could do the Pepsi challenge.
Different razor blades.
Yeah, different razor.
No, same razor.
But yeah, per actors, I mean, I really felt like we got an amazing cast for this, and every one of them brought just.
You're talking about me personally.
Talking about Matt, yeah. But there's two of the cast. Well, three if you count Aaron's butt.
Not just
His butt. Just your butt.
What if
I'm
you count? What
technically
if
in
you
it,
count
too.
each cheek?
If you count each cheek, it's
Yeah, they should get their own.
yeah.
you
It's like
count
I think
his
it's like
guy?
an Olsen twins thing. It's really just one. But
And Ashley Olsen.
yeah,
Oh,
you missed it,
Oh,
Barbara. You missed
made me
it.
feel
I
dirty.
heard it. No, I heard it.
Then
My
you-
senses tickled.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
cast.
Matt and Barbara are in this, by the way, and they're great. They're both awesome.
We're okay.
I have to
I'm
say
okay.
that because Matt's my boss. Barbara's, I'm
there
need a
was-
favor probably later.
They were fantastic, but I think you were talking about comfort zones the other day, as far as from a writing perspective.
Yeah.
But from an acting perspective, I mean, this is dramatic, you know, dramatic drama. And
love that
but I
category.
mean, when you guys are used to being in comedic stuff all the time and that sort of thing, it's like, no, this is a real scene. I don't know what other way to describe it besides like, no, we got to touch honesty here. This has got to be like a real bring life into this, real life. And you guys did fantastic. It was
well, I feel like, there's real stakes.
yeah,
You know?
there's real
Yeah.
stakes.
Like the stakes are like super high.
Yeah, you touch a
the show.
human level in there that you might not touch in a comedic something, but
Well, I think it's even more challenging for people at Rooster Teeth because people know us as us.
Right.
And putting us in dramatic roles, it's hard for them to be taken out of the Rooster Teeth realm, I guess, to think of us as like other characters or just like completely separate from our personality.
Yeah. Well, that was
I did do my entire part in Sarge voice,
good.
which now I'm thinking could have been a mistake. I don't know.
No, we watched
Hopefully
it. It's perfectly
didn't
fine.
undercut
Knowing
it.
which character you play, that's
Yeah.
even funnier.
We 80-yard all your lines with Chris.
Yeah.
Chris did your lines.
It's all good.
Should we
Yeah.
get some cast on here?
I was gonna say that's also an interesting thing. So there's a lot. Just to let people know, there are a handful of Rooster Teeth cameos throughout this. There's people that, obviously, Matt and Barbara in it. Aaron's butt's in it. But there's also there's a handful more. We won't spoil them here, but they're cool. They're good cameos. And it was a thing. It was an interesting challenge because you don't want people taken out of the
Right, you don't
story
want them
because it's
distracted
like
by-
like even if it was a dead body in the background, you don't want to be like, oh, there's Michael, like he's dead, ha. Well, the protagonist is crying over something in the foreground or something strange.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting like writing challenge and finding these roles, but everyone just nailed it.
Everyone
It's,
rose to the occasion, and
cool. Should we meet some cast?
We should, yeah.
Let's meet some cast. Oh my goodness.
here they are. Who's coming
Miss
first?
I think it's going to
America.
be Jesse C. Boyd
Where
coming
ya?
on down, who plays Jake.
He guessed the right amount on that
going.
washer
No,
dryer.
that's to the cooler.
Hey.
He didn't go over.
Hey,
Everyone was wondering why I was sitting all the way over here. I was like, I wonder if the
it's
cast have
because
real seats.
Straddle.
I
We all
have-
really know why.
yeah.
The smell of Josh.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
to the show.
How's it going?
Thank you. Good, good.
Welcome.
All right, well, good to go. Go ahead. That was fantastic.
Thanks for having me back.
Oh, and look, you're up on the screen too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So you look like a hard ass. Look at that.
Is
that a Henley?
No, that's.
Is it odd that I'm posing like that right now? What's behind
Yeah,
me, too?
I got
kinda
I
look
got
like
this
a
poster in
90s
Tiger
boy
Beat
band.
magazine.
We use it as a dartboard in the writers' room.
Well, Jesse, we were talking the other day, and you said you felt like after reading the script, like, oh, there's nobody else that can play this part. Like, I have to
I
play
did
this
say
part.
that. Yeah, like he's a drug addict, and it's a dark story, but there's a lot of comedic bits that come through that I think people can read that and be like, oh, you're a drug addict, you should be like really struggling and shaking going through life, but you don't have to be that. We're all human. People do things that aren't, they're not supposed to do, and I think that finding there's a little bit of humor and a little bit of charm in somebody that is actually,
There is
on
charm in that.
drugs.
There's absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you do a good job of, just from the first instances, you're not even, when you're not even saying anything in the pilot, there's immediate charm from your actions and your
Right.
mannerisms.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
saw him like that. He just, you don't want to play the drug addict ever. You know what I mean? You just like, I think everybody on the show, nobody played the sleep. It's like you're tired. You're not, sleepy is boring to just be like, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
So I think everybody was like, you still want to be authentic and entertaining.
So you were on the show, like, a lot of days, right? I mean, were you did you do all 49, or how many did you do?
Almost. I had like some days off here and there. Yeah.
Were you? The schedule was kind of wacky too. Were you ever? Did you ever show up to work and you're like, I really am sleepy. I gotta take a nap today.
No, not really. I'm one of those people who doesn't really need a lot of sleep. Like 5 hours, I'm good. If I don't get that 5 hours, I'm absolutely insane. But as long as I get 5, I'm good. So I don't. And it was fun. It was like we were going to so many different locations. It was never like, like the same thing every day. It was like, what's today got in store? Like, where are we going? What location are we going to be at? So, yeah.
We didn't really use sets. We shot on location for just about everything. I mean, a lot
there's
of
a
things.
couple. When there are sets, they're not like sitcom sets.
No, they're set
like,
up at a location.
Yeah, like we
usually.
went to a location and the art department built something.
Modified it, right.
But not, yeah. I mean,
They did an amazing job of
Oh, yeah.
that, by the way. Every day
Yeah.
going to set was like, what the hell is
What
this?
is this?
This is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny seeing everyone look so tired from makeup, though, because you get there and you see, like, Jesse, and you're like, hey, man, rough night? No, that's just how you're supposed to, that's how you're supposed to look.
Right,
Yeah, you look
right.
great.
No. And then when they don't have it, like now, it freaks me out a little bit.
I know.
Like, I don't
Wow,
know.
you look great.
He looks
Yeah,
too
like,
great.
who is
Wow,
this?
what happened?
He's so handsome.
I just took a nap.
I do remember the makeup department. They're just like, we're not used to making people look ugly, I guess. They're used to making
Well,
people
run
look
down,
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah. They're like, we still have to make people look good, but also, like, on the brink of falling
Mm-hmm.
apart.
Yeah, we definitely didn't need beauty sleep at all, which was kind of a perk.
Yeah.
It's
I live in Los Angeles, so coming here, I was like, I can go out every night if I want to. Show up to set, like, didn't have to do anything.
They're trying to make you look less sleepy.
Yeah.
So how long do you think you could actually stay awake for? If you're in this scenario.
If I was in this scenario, not long at all. I mean, yeah, I guess if I was doing it like Jake was, I think I'm a pretty optimistic person, so I think I'd probably last for a while as long as there ways to survive for a while.
What kind of ways?
Well, like the way I think the way that Jake is doing it is the absolutely right way to do it. You know, and he has the most experience out of everybody else, so he's got a tolerance level that someone like Allie is not going to have, someone like Sam is not going to have. You know, he has the experience more than he's built for this apocalypse in a sense, I guess. You know,
He's the guy to show Sam how to smoke meth. You know,
exactly. And that's exactly who Jake is. He would show
You
Sam.
want a professional. You don't want
That's his best parental, attitude. I can show you how to smoke some meth.
the responsible way.
That's my favorite
exactly.
scene, actually.
Yeah.
The meth bonding scene.
The 13-year-old smoking
Yeah,
meth.
it has really
Spoiler.
dramatic piano
Spoiler.
under it. It's
Yeah.
really good, and then Chris's face fades in. Yeah. It's good. Should we bring on Sam?
Yeah.
You
Here,
gonna
let
meet
me move out of
Sam?
the way.
Oh, Barbara's leaving. She's out of here.
She's had enough.
Over here.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta make room for the actual stars.
But you're
You are a star, Barbara. Don't forget that.
Stand up.
Now go.
All right,
Get in
here
here.
comes Walker Satterwhite. Here he comes. So, he's already grown like 3 inches since we filmed.
Yeah.
Just
It's
in the last 5
noticeable.
minutes, actually.
Yeah, and so when we, there's when season 2 comes, I don't know what we're gonna have to CG you down or replace you or
Yeah.
Something.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome when he's 6 feet tall in the second
Yeah.
season, and he's just like, "Hey guys, man, that night before was insane, wasn't it?" Everyone's like, "Yeah,
He's just a kid. Don't
he's
talk
just
about
a kid."
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
Episode 1, Sam. Episode 2, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's your eye line? Yeah. Welcome to the show, Walker.
Thank you.
How's LA? How's LA this time of year?
LA is it's cold. It's colder. When we got off the plane, we were like, "Whew, I can't take this." So LA is just. I mean, LA's LA. So.
Well,
He just grew up some more right now.
I gotta say, like, I think Walker actually worked the hardest of anybody on the movie or on the series, and the reason most people probably don't realize that when he's not on camera, he's in school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smoking meth with Jake.
You're smoking meth. That's what I meant by in school.
School
That's right. That's right. But you were right. I mean, like, pretty much as soon as because we had a scene together, and I totally upstaged you. Sorry about that. But
He's used to that.
But we're shooting together, and it's like, as soon as Aaron calls cut, then you're off to
Let's get him back to school. Okay.
learn some math, or what was going on over there?
What were you learning?
Math.
Math.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at math, so I'm just learning math.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, it's like one thing for him to go to
Addition.
school, but it's also like in between takes. Like,
Right.
okay, 15 minutes, you're back in school, and he's like in school, and then he's like, I'm an actor now. Like, I couldn't the switch between the two. I thought that was really impressive.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
very impressive.
And you really are.
I am. Yeah.
And you really are 13 in real life. Like you're not a
I am.
30-year-old man playing 13.
No.
You are.
I did have a double.
You had the best double I've ever seen.
Instead of a 30-year-old man, it was a 23-year-old female.
Yeah.
I was taller than her. Her name's Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little more muscly than you.
She was.
She's a.
Yeah, that was fun. Lauren was actually one of our PAs, and then the first week while we were filming, I don't know who realized it, but someone just thought to throw her in the Walker
You look
wig.
just like a 13-year-old
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
No.
She's got a bright future on To Catch a Predator. She is gonna go places. And you guys looked like eerily alike.
Yeah, no, I saw someone, I'm like, I was like confused because I saw, her in my clothes and from behind. I was really confused. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, who could that be? Lauren, where are you? I need to ask you a question. And then she turns around and it's Lauren. I'm like, what?
It's like a Twilight Zone
How is
moment.
it? I know. Just,
There's a picture on your Instagram, right, Josh?
There is on my Instagram of the two of them. I don't know if someone can find that, but it's good. It's scary.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I was scared to touch Lauren, else we would just combine.
Right.
And
Like
we would just become one.
Yeah.
it's like Time Cop.
Yeah, just like time.
You've seen Time Cop, right? You know what I mean?
No,
No.
You seen High School Musical? It's like that.
I don't like High School Musical.
What do you watch? What is a person your age? Oh, you have really eclectic taste. Like you like what? Like tell people what
like
music.
John Hughes movies.
Yeah, he likes. Yeah.
Your favorite band? Your favorite
What's
band?
your favorite band?
I like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, you said Guns N' Roses.
Look at that.
Fat Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, or which version?
So wait, you're saying
Original.
you aren't a 30-year-old man?
No, yeah, I'm inside. I'm like a 45-year-old man. But a couple of days ago, it was 2 days. Was it 2? It was yesterday. It was 2 days ago. I did a guitar concert, and I played Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. And Aaron actually started to teach me that song.
Horribly.
He's like a father.
Yeah.
You know, but it was the pool scene when he did that. I was freezing cold.
Yeah, and like you were just sitting there in just little trunks, and I was in this big coat.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me teach you a little music. Son. And, yeah, it was great.
So what was it like for the two of you guys to work? So we did a chemistry read with y'all in casting, and that was when I first realized like you guys y'all were perfect together. Like,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, me either.
No? Okay. Forget it.
He came in, I'm like, guys, look at this guy. And then they cast him, I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
That's basically no. I think we just immediately started talking shit to each other from the get-go, and
It's
it just
true.
didn't stop. He has this thing where like people walk by and he's like, "Good afternoon, ma'am." Good, you know, and then they turn their back and he's like, "Listen, asshole." That's how we talk to each other on the set, and then they'd hear me talking back to him like that. They'd be like, "Jesse, stop!" And I'm like, "Keep walking." You don't know what's going on here. But yeah, we just kind of our characters are kind of who we became hanging out. I think pretty much the whole time.
Well, you know, we also had this joke on set where, since we had all this makeup on, we were in the hospital, right? And when, like, doctors or, like, you know, people who were visiting patients would walk by, we would, like, act like we were really sick and, like, walk really near them.
We were like...
At one point, we tried to do, excuse me, can I have $1? And we were just, like... It was the coolest thing, because we had IV bags. So we were, like, moving around with our IV bags, like, twitching.
Yeah, that's what I was teaching him on set. Like, you guys are
here's how you earn a few extra bucks, kid.
He's like, here, go give me $1. Got it, cool.
The whole racket going.
Yeah.
By the way, Jesse loves espressos. Like every time you would see him, he would have an espresso in his hand.
He is. He's that Hollywood actor. He's
No.
just like
Like,
he's angry if he doesn't get it.
He came in here
Shut
and
up,
had
Josh.
Yeah. He threw coffee in my face once.
I was about to say he threw it in my face.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Weird.
At least it was ice, guys.
We have a question from Facebook, guys. Say hi to Facebook.
Hi,
Hi,
Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
Hi, Mark.
They want to know, what were your creative influences or inspirations for Day 5?
What did we? What we looked at during writing. I mean, Breaking Bad, I think, was a huge one in terms of tone.
I think just AMC in general, I think, has a lot
Yeah.
of really good drama. But I think like Breaking Bad and Mad Men has a better balance of kind of comedy and drama
Yeah.
versus like an apocalyptic show like Walking Dead, which is all drama. And I don't think there's really any comedy in Walking
Right.
Dead.
There's yeah.
So
It was mostly Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh man, that's
You
a
know,
good
Family
one.
Matters.
I thought the first one's a little, too serious.
Right.
But the second one gets
Yeah.
Really good
let
stuff.
loose.
Yeah.
for me.
We and then I mean, well, there's the cool thing about Day 5 too is that it oscillates between these moments. Like there's comedy and there's drama, but there's like you said, it really is a thriller.
Yeah.
At its core, and so I remember looking at things like 24, 28 Days Later, some of these things that have these more thriller elements, and how that can turn on a dime really fast. Because in the universe, you could fall asleep at any moment, you're out. So there's these, people are totally fine 1 minute, and then suddenly someone starts crashing, and it becomes a really tense scenario, which is cool. It's fun to play with the story and audience expectations and a lot of that stuff. So speaking of that, shall we watch a clip?
Sure.
You guys want to see a
That's
clip?
a great idea, Josh.
Absolutely, Josh.
I'm gonna
There isn't one, but yeah.
There isn't. Thank you and good night. We're gonna. So I'll set this up. So in this clip, someone has stolen y'all's car and your drugs. We won't say who, but someone has taken it, and you guys are attempting to go get it back. So they're chasing them down in a car. So we have a little mini car chase for you.
You guys recorded that?
We did, yeah.
it wasn't
This is when Walker was chasing down the orderly for drugs.
It's true. It's true.
Fucking pizza was all we had left. go to a pharmacy.
Before the house, we were in her fucking car. What were we doing?
Who gives a shit? I can barely remember an hour ago.
An hour ago, you were staring at tits. Fucking think.
All right. Before the house, there was fireworks. Before the house, fireworks on Glen Peak.
I was driving.
Yeah, I think you were.
Hold on.
You want to tell me where we're going?
Man's got to know his limitations. You know who said that? Dirty fucking Harry.
What does that even mean?
I never fill the gas tank, and I sure as fuck didn't fill it before Glen Peak. So, the only working gas station in town. Bitch!
I'm not gonna question it, but you need to go faster. No, stay awake, Jake. Come on, stay awake. Stay awake.
Stay awake, Jake.
Come on.
Hey, Ryan, this is a good one, Meg.
Come on, Jake, stay awake.
Meg, you gotta stop yelling. It hurts my ears and my feelings.
Shit.
Now, what time is your game on the Big Blue soccer field?
Josiah cracked.
Whoa! Car chase, yeah.
There's more. There's lots more where that came from.
Yeah.
So tune in next
It's a
Sunday.
bus chase.
Yeah. There's a
And
boat
a train
chase.
There's a part where Nicolas Cage is on a plane. It's
Why am
crazy.
I on this plane? I don't know how I got here. All right,
It's a weird cameo.
That's the only reason you came on the stream. You wanted
I
to
can't
Nick
fall
Cage.
asleep.
Playing that all week.
I'm gonna jump off to make room for some more cast. But before I go, I wanted to say, everybody in Orlando and Florida and the LGBT community, we think about you today. So thanks.
Who's next, Josh?
Who's next?
Who's next?
See, we've got two more casts. Let's bring on Stephanie Drapeau. Drapeau.
Stephanie?
Yeah. Who plays Allie. You can take the cool spot. You get
Sorry,
a big
it's-
mic.
Yeah, it's kind of sweaty.
Yeah?
No.
Matt, I feel you. You're
Essence.
Right here.
You do.
You're here. Can I channel him? Hold on. No.
Can you do a Nicolas
No.
Cage impression?
No.
Get out.
Let's not.
Come on.
No.
Just do it,
There's
okay?
I can just admit the things I'm terrible at. That's one of them. I don't even know. I'm not going to try.
You will try. by the
Okay,
end of this.
okay. Long enough with you guys.
That's not David J.
He looks really,
Weird.
You get that lower third right.
Man, that makeup makes a difference. I tell you what.
She's Sam.
Welcome to our live stream.
Hi. I feel like I haven't seen enough of you guys. You know,
You
it's
haven't.
just like I have not seen enough of you. So I'm so glad you're here.
So of the four leads, you are our only local Austin person.
I am. I became local 2 years ago. So
But you are from California.
I am.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Groovy. That's what I'm talking about. I grew up in Northern California though.
Northern California,
Yeah,
so
a little-
not LA, not that.
No, I did 8 years in LA. I did my time. I learned the ropes. I went through actor boot camp. You know.
Are you going through that now? You going through actor boot camp now?
No, he's just naturally talented. He
just-
was born that way.
She had to crawl through mud.
He didn't
Yeah.
need to like.
I walked over.
He didn't
it.
need to like stand in long
This-
lines
yeah.
of
this
lots
guy.
of girls
People
who
put
look just
jackets
like
down
you.
for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This guy's the next
Don't
Drew
take that from
Barrymore.
this guy.
They're just like, you don't need to do any work, honey. You're right. You're in the club. Here's the door. Here's the key. Come on in.
A 23-year-old girl plays his double.
He does.
Remind
He
him of that.
He's our boss, you know. He's really the one who runs this show. Don't let anybody.
Oh, look, they got it right. There you are, Allie. Yay.
Oh, I was just gonna call
I
you
had an
baby.
identity crisis. It was on the inside, and now I'm feeling calm again.
So how was it to play Allie?
Still on the run.
Who is Allie? Who is she really?
You wrote her. You wrote
Chris
me.
wrote her. I didn't write
You
her.
wrote me?
Oh yeah.
I wrote her.
I've been giving him credit this whole time. Allie is a doctor. She's one of the serious ones of the bunch, you know. Aside from Ellis over there. Hey, baby. He's I don't know. He might take the gold in that one.
You're in the bank, baby.
Inside jokes.
You're very grounded, though. You're a grounded
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
dealing with these two knuckleheads.
Yeah, it's
two
really
children, basically.
interesting because we're all from such different walks of life, you know. To come together, it's like really this unassuming group of people who would never otherwise cross-pollinate, you know.
Right.
Outside of maybe me taking care of Jesse on an overdose, right, or Jake on an overdose.
Jake. not
Jake.
Jesse.
It's could be
Sorry,
both.
it's so confusing, you know. We're
Can
all.
we cut that? Can we
Stop talking about last night.
Stop naming the characters with the same, you know, it starts with a J, it's the same syllable. No, she, we wouldn't normally have crossed paths, and we find ourselves all, like, really stuck together in a way
Yeah.
to survive. We're on a mission together, and that presents a lot of challenges because of the fact that we handle life differently. We're very different people, but that's always good for a film, for series. It makes for interesting challenges to overcome. So.
It's never interesting when all the characters just get along really well.
Right?
Yeah.
Who wants to
We're
see
all just
that?
a bunch of meth
We
addicts.
love you. I love you guys.
Yeah, we had that
Let's do
version. It was
another
really boring. It was
line.
weird. And then it just kept going back to Aaron's ass. We just like cut away to the ass. Cut away to the ass.
Right.
Make his ass smoke the pipe.
Yes, that was good. That was good. You should do that in season 2.
You know, Josh showed everyone that thing at the.
No. It was Chris.
No,
Yeah.
I got it emailed to me.
Yeah.
I just had it. I had it on my phone. So at the rap party, I would be like, "Hey, did you see this email that we just got in?" And then it'd just be Aaron's ass.
Right.
Barbara showed me. Barbara's like, check this out.
But who showed? Someone showed Walker, and I think it was you.
I was at the rap party, right? And I'm just walking around, minding my own business, and I see you showing someone. I'm like, huh, that's Aaron! And that I just recognized Aaron.
And that investigation is
It's
ongoing.
an identifiable ass. It really is. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
It's just for the record. I didn't show you. You spied on me.
And then he showed you.
That's what the public wants to know.
Yeah. It's good. The legal
Show
team will look
canceled
at
yet?
that.
Did we get
Yeah,
canceled
I mean,
yet?
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris was so excited about showing people Aaron's
Oh,
ass at the rap
absolutely.
party. Like, Barbara had to show it first as a preemptive strike.
I don't know
Like,
why.
that's how-
I don't know why Chris felt so proud about my ass.
know
I
either.
don't know why
It's
he's
not
invested.
even
Fun.
his
It was fun to
episode.
just like text people, like, "Hey, did you see this shot?"
Yeah.
And then it'd just pop up, and yeah.
Yeah. We sent it to my grandparents. I thought it was a little too far.
Yeah. You know what's really funny is on Facebook, you posted the trailer for Day 5, and then your mom always comments on all your stuff on Facebook.
No, she
goes,
comments on your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I posted it, and she's like, "Yeah, it looks cool, but where's Aaron? Is he in it?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's in it. You'll see Aaron."
She has no idea.
Let's see. Let's get Davy
Dave,
J
I'm
over
gonna,
here.
I'm gonna walk out.
Get Aaron. Get that ass
The
out
crotch
of here.
mic goes here. Whenever you
It's gonna go to the credits, and it's gonna be like
Sweet.
Aaron.
All right, Davy,
But-
come on in.
Come on.
Wow, man! I can't believe I'm like preempting Aaron's ass.
Yeah.
It's a good intro, really.
Really? I don't know.
Davey repeatedly requested nude scenes in the show, but I wanted to save him for season 2.
Thank you very much. We all are just waiting for that.
As much as Day 5 is dramatic series, behind the scenes and every moment that the camera was not rolling was pretty much straight comedy. As you can
It's
see.
a very funny show. Awesome show. Way funny. Funnier than you would ever imagine.
Zoom in.
Everything Davy J
Then you
says,
would
you
ever
want to zoom in on, doesn't
I
it?
know.
Yeah,
It's
Man.
always so impactful.
Well,
It's
we
like,
so
funny, you can imagine.
so
I need
Matt
that closer.
Matt was talking about your like auditions and watching you, and really like when you came in to read it, I remember like you took all these lines in such an interesting, funny direction. Where Chris and I were like, wow, we didn't write the line that way, but that is so much better than how we wrote it. Yeah, like you have an aura about you that's just cool. You can see in the trailer, he's so cool. Even in the trailer, like. It's a cool character. You're gonna like Ellis. You won't like any of the other ones, but you'll like. He's great.
This character was, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much of it was just there in the writing, but it's the moment. I mean, that's the comedy in this show. The comedy in this show is about situation, and in the midst of all of this darkness, all of this this thing that most people would just be sitting on the street corner as Jesse or Jake is in the show, going, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do now? And there are so many moments where it's to the trueness of your writing and each one of these individuals that are bringing these characters to life, that it is what it is. It's the moment. And that's where the comedy is. His character is so rich and true to, the individual, the actor that brings all of that out. It was just amazing, watching the episode on Friday night, which none of you have seen yet, but you don't miss this. It is so amazing.
So amazing.
Agreed.
Yeah, you guys
It's television, man. It's television. But it's awesome. But it was right there in the moment, and that's where all of the comedy is in this show. Amidst all of the darkness, there are just funny situations.
Yeah.
And true, natural responses is where the comedy comes from.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we got another clip that has the three of you. It's kicking Jake out of this one. But we have a clip from I don't know if they're trying to hack into a computer. I'll tell you that much. That's the setup. But it's one of those nice scenes, I think, that cool. Showcase a lot of that. And go.
Okay, gonna try the pre-installation environment. Maybe we can reset the password.
Is it gonna work?
I think so. We're not exactly hacking into the Pentagon here.
Might as well be, as far as I'm concerned. Use the same password for every gadget I own. Lauren, 1979.
Wife and anniversary? It must have been hacked every week.
Lauren is a plane. Learjet 23. Nimble little thing. First job I ever booked as a pilot. Brandy is the wife. Ex-wife.
Have you heard from her since everything?
No. Which is exactly the way she wants it. Let me just say, I wasn't the best at tending to other people's needs. Even as a password, she felt second.
Well, all my passwords were saved by the Bell characters. Jesse Spano. If that says anything about me.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. Also, who was the greatest president of all time? I'm trying to recover the old password.
Try Washington. No, Lincoln.
Try Ronald Reagan.
Nice. Finally. Ugh.
Good old Texas.
Hey, Beth.
Yay! You better believe it.
Now those were some amazing eyes. Those red eyes. Are just
I know.
To
You
die
guys
for.
look
I
night and
miss
day.
it.
Can I
miss
just say,
it.
we look so much different in the film than actually right
I know. Now you're like, without those big circles, your eyes look like all tiny and it's a little look at that.
Yes.
He's weird. So, got something to announce. So, at RTX 2016, which is in 3 weeks, Berbera? Less than 3 weeks. Oh God. We're gonna do a special screening of episode 3 of Day 5. So at that point, it starts next week. So episode 3 actually comes out the Sunday of RTX. We're gonna do an early screening the Thursday night before. Special screening where we will also be premiering an early peek at the pilot of Crunch Time as well. So if you're coming to RTX, you definitely want to check that out, and you want to be caught up so you don't miss episode 2 right in between there. And there's panels too. There's a Day 5 panel. All these beautiful people will be at RTX. They'll dance for money. They'll do whatever you want. But they also happen to have a panel and a signing too, so you guys can come out and meet them too. So come on out to RTX. You can stay with Chris. He's got
lots of extra room.
We'll all be there.
Yeah.
Should we do some questions?
Yeah. Well, someone wants to know everyone's favorite moment from filming Day 5 in the 49 days. Favorite moment, without any spoilers.
Without any spoilers.
Oh God, how did we do that?
How did that happen?
Spoiler.
Start on that end.
A non-spoiler favorite
Too much,
moment?
Mom.
Ooh.
Too much.
Behind the scenes. On set.
Just kidding.
No one has anything. That just should.
No, I'm just
non-spoiler? Are you
processing like
kidding me?
how we don't give things away.
I don't know.
I
I have a
will-
really good story about directing a stripper on set that I don't have enough time to tell here because we're almost out of time, but I'll tweet it out later or something. But there was an amazing directing experience. It was the biggest directing challenge I had on the entire show. Was to make a stripper stop wiggling. It was tough.
Hey, it's gotta be on one of those cartoony.
Wait, you're responsible for that?
What?
Yeah.
This was in the show, Davey, not last night.
You were
No,
there.
just
You were there.
Had the same cast. That's weird. No one? Anything?
all I can say is that every day on set was like working with these people. This cast is just awesome, very very talented, but also just amazing people. And then working with Rooster Teeth, you guys made every day on the set fun, creative. We worked hard. We played hard. We made a lot of jokes. But when the camera started rolling, everyone was on point. And so really, in that way, every day was memorable. I'm so sorry I can't answer the question about specifics because everything is a spoiler. There's every story that I have about it surrounds a very particular scene. So we'll be able to come back to that question hopefully at the end if we do another live stream because there's lots of stuff to say. But we have to. They've got like the handcuffs in the back. If we say anything, we're
Those are Chris's handcuffs.
out of here.
That's for a different.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nicholas.
altogether.
Oh, never mind. I'll just start telling you right now. Let's go.
Speaking about the jokes, one of the jokes on set was go fall asleep. Whenever we were like ranting about each other, we would just say, go take some NyQuil. Gosh.
Well,
Take
and
a nap.
also the compliment became, instead of you look amazing, the shitter you
Oh, yeah.
looked, the greater the compliment. Like, you look like shit, man. You really look
Terrible.
Thank you so much. Wow. So nice.
People want to know, how much do you guys know about Rooster Teeth before taking the roles?
None. I knew nothing. So.
You want to repeat the question for Mom?
Oh, so the question is, how much did you know about Rooster Teeth before taking the roles?
I didn't know anything about them before I took the role, and so I started research right away. And actually, the first thing I saw was 10 Little Roosters, and actually a sketch with you in it too. What was that
Sorry
show?
about that.
It was something like where you guys. It was like a college sketch. And you were doing like initiation or something.
Tips
The
for
tips are
college.
where you get sacrificed.
I love that one,
that
by
was
the way.
that was actually the very first thing I saw. Just Google Rooster Teeth, and that was the first thing that came up.
That's the first thing I saw too.
And then I watched 10 Little Roosters. But then afterwards, it ended up as soon as I knew about it, everybody fucking knew about it that I knew. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
my little brother's like, oh, I love Rooster Teeth. My friend of mine's and like all these people just knew it, and then it's like suddenly everywhere, you know.
I was waiting. Well, I just gotten the call back for the role, and I was in Canada. We go there twice a year, and my friend in Canada says, "Oh yeah, Rooster Teeth's in Austin, Texas." I'm like,
Is your friend Barbara?
Barbara, honey, Barbara, darling, Barbara. No, but she's also my friend. But she wasn't in Canada then.
Oh.
I didn't know her yet.
Well, I'm totally old and had no idea that the internet existed. So I was completely in the dark, and so I immediately go to this thing that
To the
is-
library.
To the library to look up.
Kind of
How do I Google something?
File of Rooster Teeth in here. I can't find it.
So once I actually got something that was an assimilation of a computer, I pull it up, and the first thing I saw was $1 Million Butt. And I was like, I could play this game. I could play this game. I could play this game. $1 Million Butt? Are you
Did
kidding
they
me?
pay you for this plug right now?
Is Aaron on the cover?
Hold on. Was he on the cover?
Different butt.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, he should have been. But then it would have been $1 Million Butt, my butt.
Oh, I'm
Or
lost.
would it?
I was like, whoa, over my head.
Aaron's.
And you didn't know too much about Rooster Teeth, right?
No.
Because I remember you would look up videos, and you sent me, cover your ears. You sent me Ghost Fuckers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and only in that moment when a child is showing you that do you see the error of your ways.
Whoa. No. We were on the scene, and we went to this, like, remote location to do the driving scene. Josh was the one who showed me that video, first of all.
At a remote location. Cut the feed.
Josh was the one. Josh was like, Walker, you like all those other ones, right? Here's one, and he showed me, and I'm like, Dad. What?
I like how he said we were at this remote location. Like, this is getting really bad, like really fast. I could see him like sweating.
It's a dark park, secluded.
Right
Next question. Next question, please.
Wait.
Oh dear God.
I didn't know very much about Rooster Teeth, but I did have a friend. So when I go out to LA, I have a friend. His name's Francesco. He lives, I'm not gonna say, but he lives not in Texas, pretty like far somewhere.
Why?
I think he's about to disclose his address. Are you going to tell
I'm
us?
not going to release his address.
You can say what.
Odessa. No, really. It's Lubbock.
Even the zip code won't give it away.
He lives in Illinois, I think.
Okay.
And he was like, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this thing for like this, big company called Rooster Teeth. He's like, Rooster Teeth. I'm like, yeah, do you know it? He's like, yeah, I only watch Ruby every, like, Saturday night at, like, 3 p.m. I'm like, wow, you're pretty serious about this. He's like, yeah, Rooster Teeth. I'm like, okay. He was like, hey, if you can get, like, autographs. I'm like, I don't know if I'll, like, get me autographs. I'm like, okay, cool. But that's really how I've really figured out how big Rooster Teeth is and how wide their community is and not just in Texas. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So then I started watching things that Josh has been in. I've only
Buff Buddies.
Really,
Did he send to you?
No, really, I've only seen the skits that Josh has shown me. So like the Are You Wheeling It when he's naked.
All the naked.
There's a lot of naked
There's
things.
a reoccurring theme here.
There's
of
a
the
lot of-
videos that Josh is showing you.
You know.
Well,
At 3 a.m.
When is Josh not naked in a video that Rooster Teeth is done, though?
You
Let's be
can't-
honest.
It was a really unique experience to have seen your director in the nude before you ever even work with
I
him.
think
It's
it's
usually the other way around,
important
isn't
to
it?
set an example of fearlessness.
You know, Josh
No
still
question.
texted me. I did text Josh and I did say, hey, is there anything, I don't know if I should say this.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Anyways, next question.
Look at your mom looking at you right now with her
And,
arms crossed and
no,
staring
I
at
didn't
you.
know anything
No, she's
about
staring at
Rooster
Josh.
Teeth.
That's what she's staring at.
Somebody take him out of here.
I said, is there anything I need to get ready for the podcast? And he said, more nudity. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Just so you know, Josh brings sarcasm into everything about the show. so
Sarcasm.
None of it was
Thanks for the cover.
serious. None of it was
Sarcasm.
serious.
Yeah, you'll be seeing
He
the behind the scenes that Josh ruined lots of fun scenes that we were doing. Up there.
Oh, I love
Come
those
in
scenes.
and make us laugh when we were having a very serious moment.
Yeah, it's in the bloopers.
And there's probably
Yeah,
gonna be
he
like
threatened
7
to
or 8.
fire us like every day, and I told him I think that would be a great idea, but we really had to make this beard transition work.
Yeah.
So I was trying to grow a beard, but I failed. So,
We did try this.
so I
once.
kept
Season
the role.
2.
She actually did. You just can't see it.
Wait, we actually did this one thing where we tried to film like behind the scenes, where like Josh was like under my control, like I was his boss.
We did.
So like after the thing, he would say he was like, "Cut." No one says "cut" instead of me, Josh, and I slap him in the face.
That happened.
It actually happened.
Yeah. It's on camera too.
And then Jesse wouldn't be in the background like, oh my gosh. And then
I was pretty
like,
much like that
How
all
do we
the time.
replace
What are you
this
talking
kid?
about?
yeah, one of the
You see, Sam runs the show. Is this getting
Yeah.
more clear?
How are we doing? Are we
We
about?
got just final thoughts on the show. You know, we're wrapping up here. I want to know everyone's take on the show and why people should be excited to see it. What are your
Wow.
You wanna
closing
huh?
thoughts?
Repeat that.
Oh, so final thoughts on the show and why should people be excited for this? Why should they care? Why?
Man,
What have you done?
What have I done? I don't know. I have a list.
Nothing.
Seriously, like I think we all had to wrap our heads around this when we got the roles. Dealing with not sleeping is it's like a fundamental thing. We need it to survive. So of all the things that could kill you, it's the very thing that we need the most. So it makes for really intense circumstances, really high stakes circumstances. So you get 4 people who normally would never mingle, don't really like irritate each other on various levels, but have to come together to survive this massively apocalyptic situation. It's intense, and it has some really, I don't know, some adrenaline rush moments for us in the roles, and I would say for anyone on the other side of that screen watching it. So if you're up for an adrenaline rush, come on.
I really think the show it's a must-see for all of those who are those survival junkies. If you really love shows that wrap you in and grab you and bring you into a place where you can understand that if this were me, what would I do? This is that type of show. It's a what would I do show, and I think it grabs that. That's at the core of what this show is really about.
And I'll say that too, that all the characters on the show are completely relatable. There's a character for everybody out there to watch and just be like, that's who I'd be in the apocalypse of this such. So, and it's a thrill ride. After watching the first 2 episodes, that's the best way to describe it. It's fast-paced thrill ride, but with very real people and relatable situations.
What they said. They deal with the hard
Are
questions.
you at a loss for words?
They do.
Oh my God!
Wait.
Somebody push pause. Let's just have this moment. Mom,
No,
Dad, it's happening. It's real.
I mean,
But
We love you.
thank you.
So-
I love you.
Super talented.
go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, no, you go.
It's sort of like what Ali said. I like how we have different, like, all these different characters. A crackhead, a 13-year-old kid.
It wasn't that. It's meth, but go ahead.
Crackhead, 13-year-old kid. Ali, doctor, pretty, like, independent doctor. Davy.
Just Davey.
Super cool pilot. Used to be being really on his own. Same thing. But you just see them coming together, and I feel like the idea of the show is better than some shows we see on the internet. Not on the internet.
Walker
but
Satterwhite, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Anyways, Chris, you were saying.
To me, the thing that's cool about this show is that it is something that's so different than Rooster Teeth has ever made, and that's exciting to me. That Matt and Bernie are like, let's do something completely different, and I think there are a lot of companies that are safe, and they'll be like, well, this works, let's keep doing this, and blah blah blah. But it's like, this is like, let's be bold, let's try something new, and like dive in and do it completely 100% and not half-ass it.
Yeah.
And like that's exciting as a writer and as a director to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, and it's cool, and I think that as I'm totally biased because I worked on it, but I really do like. We had an amazing cast. There's an amazing crew behind it. I think it's a really cool story. It's a really fun ride, and I think that especially for Rooster Teeth fans who've been waiting for it for 4+ years now, I think it will meet your expectations and hopefully exceed them. I think it's pretty good. You guys have seen it. You guys have all seen it.
And all sarcasm aside, it's really an honor to work with you guys. Creating this, steering the ship, you were amazing captains, and we're grateful.
Oh, no question. Make no mistake, all you Rooster Teeth subscribers, this is what you've been waiting for. No question about it. Don't miss this, because these guys who have been producing some of the best stuff that you already love, you're going to love this. You're going to love it, because it is absolutely fabulous. Don't miss it.
Sweet. Are we? And we're out of time, I think. So we're gonna. Huh? Oh yes. So let's. So June 19th. That's a week from today, 4 p.m. and it's gonna be out on everything. It's gonna be public. Anyone can watch the first episode for free. So yeah, come out and come watch it. And then after that, it's Sundays at 4 p.m. for Rooster Teeth sponsors. So. come cross the fence. Come on over. Me and Chris are sponsors. You know.
I'm a sponsor now too.
I'm not a
There
sponsor.
you go. Look at all the. Well,
I don't know if I can watch it though. I'm not a sponsor.
sad.
Way to set the example there, honey.
Cool.
Right now.
All right, guys.
Make a commitment.
So we are out of time, but we're gonna leave you guys with one more sneak peek coming out. We're gonna coast out on our very cool title sequence for the show. Oh, awesome! So the first time we've shown this anywhere. So,
Can't wait to see you guys all at RTX.
Yes.
by the
You
way.
guys.
Yes.
Really looking forward. We've heard really amazing things about the Rooster Teeth fans and that how absolutely awesome you all are. So hope to meet you soon.
Nice. She'll collect her check after
Yeah.
the show. All right. Goodbye, guys. Thanks for tuning
See you later,
in.
guys. Bye.